A couple of years ago I did a video with Jim Davidson, which turned out to be one of the most popular videos on the channel actually, and it was about his Princess 61. Anyway, I spoke to him recently and he said he'd done quite a few upgrades on the boat and I ought to come and have another look at it. So since he is on the boat and in Weymouth at the minute, I thought I'd pop up and meet him. So this is Weymouth and it's a very pretty place. And this is the boat. It's a Princess 61. Princess Mitchie, as I say. You may have seen this before on the channel. We did a full video on this with Jim a couple of years ago, but it's going to be really interesting to see what he's done with this because there's been quite a bit apparently. I love his personalised Princess Mitchie fenders. Fantastic. Anyway, let's go and see if we can find the man himself and we'll go from there. Hello Jim, you about?
Hello. Ah,
here he is.
Aquaholic the sequel.
How you doing?
I'm doing good, mate. Come on.
Thank you very much.
Come on board. Yeah, here she is. Welcome to the old girl.
Well, it's very nice to see you again.
See you, Nick. Very good, very good.
Excellent.
The last one did really well, didn't it?
Unbelievable.
Chat that we had.
Unbelievable. I think
People
it's
talk about it all the time.
really.
Did they say Netflix, Ustream, Aquaholic? Right there.
That's fantastic.
It is good.
Yeah, no, I think it's 1.5 million views.
I know.
It is one of the most successful videos we've done.
Well, that's very good. Well, let's hope that the success continues as you see the sort of new refit.
Absolutely, yeah. So it was 2 years ago that I met you on the boat, and we had a good chat about it. And obviously, you've done quite a bit to it. So
it was that decision that you have to make. How much to buy a new one of these?
Yeah.
2.5 million.
Right.
Or how much can I spend on this boat to make it less than 2 million, obviously. But does it? It's like putting a swimming pool in your house. Does it raise the value of your house, or does it just mean you've got a swimming pool in the house that you like?
Yes.
If you know what I mean.
I
no
do.
one's going to come in. No one's going to give me 2 million for this, but it's worth 2 million to me at the moment.
Yeah, yeah, no, absolutely. So what have you done?
Well, first of all, I was down at the Southampton boat show, and I went and spoke to James. You know, up at the funny Wallasey.
Oh yes, yes.
Yeah.
Boats.co.uk.
Yeah, never to miss a chance. I said, do you know what? I'm thinking about having it done up. Come with me.
I'll do a deal, my son.
Yeah, come on, my boy. And then around we went and met this lovely gentleman who looks like everyone's favourite uncle, Chris Gates.
I know exactly what you mean.
Chris Gates, yeah. And he said, hello, how are you? He shook me hand, and I noticed my wallet had gone, my ring had gone, my gold watch had gone in. He's like, don't worry, we'll sort all that out later. And he showed me an old boat, and it just looked fantastic. And it just so happens that this girl here, my Princess Mitchie, in the bedrooms, all the stuff on the wall and the head, it was all droopy.
Right.
The Nora Batty stockings.
I know.
And I thought, what do I do with this? How do I get that fixed? And that's what I spoke to James Barton. So off we went to Setag.
Yeah.
And he said, what do you want done? I said, come and have a look and you tell me. And his designer Sarah come along, sat with my wife Michelle at the time.
I understand.
By the time this goes on, might be another one. Someone said, now you're getting divorced, are you changing the name of the boat?
Do you know what?
Mitchie, you was going to ask that.
I was going to ask that very
No,
question.
I'm just changing it from M to a B.
Moving on.
No, I don't think I will. This was Michelle and I's boat, and it will always be that. No matter what happens, you can't change history.
No, you can't, absolutely. And also, more importantly, you've got custom fenders with a name on.
I know.
I mean, you can't throw those away.
To anyone else. Maybe her next husband will have a boat. So basically, what I had done was the interior. All I wanted was new carpet, new interior. Then remember them slidey seats we were talking about?
Very well indeed. Yes, that's caused a lot of mirth, that particular bit of the video.
Well, you don't slide off now. So I had this done. Then he said, are you having the headlining done? And I didn't know what that meant at all. And I went, what do you think? And he said, you've got to have it done. He told me, you've got to have it done, otherwise the boat won't match.
Yeah.
So off me and Shep from Coco, we took the boat down to Plymouth, left her there and went back about a month later, and what we saw, our eyeballs just flashed open. I'm used to it now, because it's a while ago, it's a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
But we were just amazed. And then my mate Brian Mayer, ex-Navy commander, and we brought the boat back overnight, and we just got off of Start Point on the way. This is December.
Right.
On the way to take her back to Shamrock Key, and an alarm kept going off. I thought, oh, that bloody pesky alarm again going off, so I took no notice. And then when we were in a 4.6, 4.7, wind against tide in 3 metre seas just off of Brixham, I saw Berry Head Lighthouse, and I thought, oh, a curry and a scotch beckon. So we went in. As I pulled in, the engine stopped.
No way.
Yeah, they went into safe mode. We pulled in and found out that all the port side engine oil was in the sump.
No.
So the boat actually, it's a boat that cried wolf.
Right. Yeah.
A few times. So we got her patched up. It was an oil cooler gasket.
Right. Can I just, presumably in the build rather than the sump?
Because in the build, yeah, the sump.
It's supposed to be in the sump.
I'm used to talking about Ford Anglias.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was in the bilges. Yeah. God,
wow.
It was really scary. So always have a divert port to go to, I think. And that's what we did.
Good advice. Good advice.
It was really scary, but worth it. It's lovely. Have a little look.
So this is new, obviously, on the back here.
Yeah.
Because this was if I remember rightly, the white and blue vinyl, the sort of very original.
It
very
was.
90s Princess. What year is this boat? Just remind me.
2004.
2004. That's me calling it 90s.
Yeah, well, it was, but it's still very 90s. It was a 90s design.
Yeah.
But this is more solid. It's lovely. It's a fabric. It's waterproof.
Right.
And it's just nice.
Yeah.
And why I've left that Setag there, which, you know, it's like leaving the band on your cigar, isn't it? I don't think it's vulgar, because I'm very, very happy with this company, and I want people to know that Setag have been involved with this boat.
Well, it's become like a little signature. I've seen that on all the ones they do. Somewhere there'll be an SY, be on the back of the helm seat or somewhere. So it does feel like a little signature, doesn't it?
It does.
Excellent.
Go ahead.
Excellent. Well, I'll follow you in, and then you can you can point out stuff.
Right. So you remember the old white sofas? So it's now this beautiful fabric with a tiny little bit of blue, a new carpet, but just look at this headline.
That's fantastic.
That just is superb. How they did it, I've no idea. You know, it's not a cheap option to have this done, but I had no choice, because Chris said, you've got to have it.
He's very convincing, isn't he?
Look at this. This is the best bit.
Now this
sofa.
This was a settee, wasn't it?
It was that awful sofa.
Yeah, the sliding sofa.
My mate sat in it and it collapsed. And my other mate said, "I'm not surprised. There's 30 stone on it." But look at this.
Yeah, that is amazing, isn't it?
I think the clever thing, because I wanted to try and match it up to this, and said, "Oh no, that's going to look a bit naff."
Yeah.
So a captain's chest.
Yeah.
Isn't that fantastic?
Yeah. Yeah.
So here's the captain's liquid.
Yeah.
Here's some more captain's liquid. They're all half bottles, of course.
Naturally.
And here is a nice ice maker.
Wow. Complete with ice.
Yeah. Complete with ice.
That's brilliant, isn't it?
It is good, and I just think it looks super cool.
But that is such a good idea, rather than just going, do you know what, we'll take what was there before and just do it again, but in a different colour.
Yeah.
To just go, that actually doesn't really work. Let's put something else there.
Exactly. And that's what they're brilliant at, because they know all about boats. If they was to design a 61 again now, like this, they'd probably do this.
Yeah.
And then they changed all the seats here.
Okay.
Because the other seats are a bit high, and with my belly, I couldn't get in.
I remember you mentioning that.
I had to kneel down and eat. And here, all this beautiful leather. Look at it, it's all stitched.
Oh, yeah.
All the new blue. Look at these new seats. I didn't even want them. Oh, you've got to have them, he said.
Yeah.
That's lovely, isn't it?
That is a little bit of sort of classic Aston Martin, actually, in that, isn't it, with that leather?
Yeah.
That's the sort of thing you might find in a DB5 or something.
Well, yeah. And Sarah said she wanted to keep the curved look. There's a lot of curves on this boat.
Yeah.
And so she's made a lot of curvy things, you know, rather than the square look that a lot of the boats have now.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I just love it. It's just made it. This is the best 61 in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can believe that.
Yeah. And she purrs like a kitten.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of all the new things I've had. New deck, 3 new electric toilets, new bedrooms, new navigation system, night vision. I mean, it's just fantastic.
Yeah, I remember a lot of that we had a look at last time when we came round. Is there anything changed on the lower deck? Anything in the cabins?
Down. Yeah, so what happened, as I say, they got a bit droopy drawers.
Right.
here. So
I think the glue goes over a long period of time. It kind of dries out, doesn't it?
Really baggy.
Yeah.
And so again, all new headlining up here and on the walls. It's got a little bit of glitter if you come in.
Oh, I can see it. Yeah.
Yeah. A little bit of shine.
That's nice. Gives
This
it a bit
is
of
the
texture.
only thing. This is the main bedroom. It's
Yeah.
small.
Yeah.
You know, you can only get one woman in it.
You're just not trying hard enough.
And yeah, I know. And this is the guest room, as you can see. My guest is stuff. But again, all new headlining and this here. This was hanging down like that, you know.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, it just comes away, doesn't it, over a long period of time.
Do you know what? The more I show this boat to you, the more I fall in love with her.
That's brilliant.
It's like showing someone pictures of your babies, isn't it?
Yeah.
She seriously takes my breath away. When she's purring across Lime Bay it just takes my breath away. I love her.
Fantastic.
It's great. And of course here is a very important secret stash.
Yeah, that's where it's hidden.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
All this makes so much difference.
Yeah.
I mean, as I say, I've got used to it a bit now, but
Because that would have been like a cream vinyl before, I think, wouldn't it? Like a leatherette
furry
finish.
leatherette.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. No, that is transformational. And you're right about the sort of almost like the metallic-y sort of finish in it, isn't it? That looks really good.
It's got a little shine to it. Yeah, I love it. And of course, people are now phoning up and saying, "Do you want to sell your boat?" Well, you know, you couldn't. Always difficult to sell boats, especially the old ones. But of course, this isn't an old boat anymore.
Yeah, it really lifts it, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I think that's the thing. I think they're what Setag say: buy old, spend big, and you've got a boat that everyone will want.
Yeah.
Gives it a new lease of life.
Well, I think more than that, it also gives you your boat.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You've not bought somebody else's boat.
That's
You've
it.
got your own boat now.
Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Fantastic. Cool. Anything else that we should be looking at? Is there anything?
Well, you can have a little look upstairs.
Uh-huh.
Nothing. What I decided. Let's go up the outside. The new cover. This Lorraine did these. Loz covers her name, huh?
Right.
And it's impossible to get them up and down when you're pissed. You can bleep that.
Okay. I won't know. I never edit anything out.
David, here's Dave.
Hey there.
Oh yeah,
Wearing the official hat, I see.
yeah. I'm just a crew member.
Fantastic.
This is what I put on.
Right.
So I just put a box on there and put another multifunctional display. Instead of having, what I really would have liked to have done is have the whole lot redone
Yeah.
and have a digital readout system.
Yeah.
Until, as I said, I spoke to the captain of a Type 45 destroyer. I said, he said, analog.
Yes.
Stay analog.
Keep it simple.
Keep it simple. But this is quite good, so I can have night vision on there, you know, augmented reality on there, as you see. Camera here. So at night, which I like to do, or early morning, bang. And I use the FLIR to pick up any lobster pots that's in the water.
That's a really good idea.
So it'll give a little, I wish I could have got that higher actually.
Yeah.
But it will do a sweep and it will put a little yellow box and a bleep around anything that's in the water that's not water.
That's very helpful. And I'm intrigued to see the little sign that says shore power.
Ah!
There's a story, isn't there?
Yes. I've got a mate who's got a lovely boat. Steve Hughes has got a boat called Shamu. And he came back once all ashen-faced with a load of guests. I said, what's up? He said, I've left my shore power dangling. And that was it.
Yeah.
So he pulled the shore power out. He forgot to take the shore power off.
Yep.
Luckily, it pulled out of the boat.
Right. Oh.
And so he left it behind rather than trailed it around his prop. And so I put this thing here, shore power, to do not do anything until you make sure your shore power's off.
I think it's
It confuses people because they say, is there a shore power switch up here? What's going on?
I think it's something we've all done. And my favourite shore power cable story was a guy, because I used to work in yacht brokerage, so of course we were out on boats all the time, and this guy was doing a demo with some clients. They paid a deposit, it was all happening, and they got the boat untied and they're on the flybridge and they're backing out of the berth, and just as they're backing out, they're about halfway out the berth, he suddenly notices a shore power cable going tight, and it's that exact moment where he
bite.
Yeah, exactly. It was the exact moment when he realised that there was nothing he could do because it was too late. It was literally the point where it went taut. But the shore power box was facing the boat, and the cable pulled out. And of course, because it had gone tight first, as it pulled out, it sprang back, swung in the air, and landed on the foredeck. And the bloke looked at him. And he said, "Is that supposed to happen?" And he just looked at him and he went, Yeah.
Yeah, automatic shore power reeling in.
Absolutely. Fantastic.
There she is. These are still the same.
Yep.
Not worth changing these yet. But the question is, Nick, how much do you spend
Oh,
before you think you want to buy a new boat?
That's the thing, isn't it?
I love a Fleming 65, but I'm never going to make this a Fleming 65. And
No.
I can just spend a quarter of the amount I'd spend on that to make this my own little 65. So she's a little 61 Princess Mitchie. Sorry.
Shall we wander back downstairs and have a little chat? It'd be nice to know what you're doing, because you're obviously out on a cruise.
This is the famous bag.
That is Jack the Sack.
Jack the Sack.
Yeah, Jack Le Sack, in fact.
Where
French.
do you want me?
That would be fine. So you're down in Weymouth. Are you on a little cruise, on a little holiday, or are you working? What are you doing?
Well, a bit of each. I wanted to be able to see you, and I know that your time is tight. And we were going to meet at Ocean Village, but
Yeah.
I thought, well, the weather's quite good. Why don't I nip down? So to me and Dave, we went down to Poole, into Yacht Haven place. I really like it there.
Yep.
And then came across here yesterday. We'll stay tonight and go back tomorrow. Then Friday I've got to go to the Midlands for a funeral, actually.
Okay.
And then busy at the weekend. And of course, you know what it's like keeping a TV channel together. Ustream is now on the television.
That's
so
fantastic.
next to Netflix, so you can go and get an app and go straight on. So I put on my television, when you go to apps, it says Netflix, Ustream.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And
Amazon Prime, yeah.
And I think when we last spoke, Ustream was pretty much in its infancy. I think you'd only just set
It had
it
only
up.
just started.
Yeah.
Now.
How's it going?
But here's the scary thing. So we had 4,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
Okay. Paying monthly.
Yeah.
I decided with my business partner Robert, as a film director, let's go on the television. We need to get the app on the telly. People don't really want to watch on their phones and
Yeah.
things, especially the programs we show of a mature age. So, okay, who's going to make the apps to go on the television? There's a different app for each manufacturer.
Okay.
Who manages that? Well, we'll do it. No. You have to have a company to do it. Where's the company? San Francisco. Okay. What has to go with that company who charges so much money? A customer retention program as well. So they manage them. So I've got two American companies who know nothing about Freddie Starr, me, or Chubby Brown, or you.
Yeah.
Right? They probably know you more. So they're now running Ustream's presentation on the TV.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. They said you're going to have to cancel all your subscribers and get them to resubscribe.
Oh,
So January the 31st, we told everybody, bye,
off you go.
please join. That makes your bottom go tight. And
Yeah.
you know what? They're all coming back. They're all back. We're nearly back to that level again.
Fantastic.
But that is, and people said, no, you can't do that. You can't do that.
Yeah.
We've got to. We've got
Yeah.
to make a clean break. So on February 1, we started with 1 subscriber. That was me.
That's a brave move.
Yeah, that is a very brave move.
Yeah.
But this is the way of television. There's more people. That how many did that get when you and I did that chat? Meet the
1.5 million.
Yeah.
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 It's astonishing, and in a really short space of time as well. That's been, and I'll tell you the other interesting thing about that is it brought in a load of new subscribers who I think kind of knew you but didn't know me.
Yeah.
And presumably like what they saw because they've subscribed. So yeah, it's
funny because people have a strange idea about me. They think I'm this person that I am on stage. Well, I'm not quite that. I'm
No.
sort of like that. When I want, I can switch that on anytime I want. You know, shock horror and upset people.
I think that that was the interesting thing. There was an awful lot of comments along the lines of, I didn't know much about Jim Davidson, but actually he comes across as a really nice bloke. And I suspect, in fact, there are 3 Jim Davidsons.
Yeah.
There's probably the stage Jim Davidson.
Yeah.
There's the real Jim Davidson.
Yeah.
And then there's a Daily Mail version of the Jim Davidson, who's different again.
Just lies all its life.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's another Jim Davidson that likes achieving things.
Yeah.
Although I'm frightened, I get nervous with the boat when I've got a trip.
Yeah.
You know, but by the time I've done all the planning, I always do a planning chart. I would do the preparation, like, you know, I still remember from doing the Yacht Masters.
Yeah.
That takes away the fear, I think. Knowledge dispels fear. That's the RAF's thing.
Yeah, I think if you've got a plan to follow,
Yeah.
You don't feel quite as much as you're sort of,
Yeah.
just putting yourself out there. At
Still
least
got to park it though. If it wasn't for side power,
Yeah.
I'd be that little gizmo goes round your neck. They're all queuing up here watching because there was a bit of a hoolie blowing yesterday as we were coming in.
Right.
And I had to get in this little tight bit, and I just leant over with the thing, and they're watching like this, and he's got a remote control.
The thing is, birthing in front of a crowd is the worst thing in the world. But actually, once you're in, watching other people doing it is the best entertainment in the world, isn't it? If we're honest.
It is a bit scary parking a boat because there's so much that can go wrong. I just think you've got to go. I always look at it like when you're in a car, if you're in someone else's car and they get to that little rickety bridge in Chiswick that goes over the A4, it looks like the army had put it up overnight. And there's 2 bollards there to make sure you're not wide enough. I just go straight through it because I know that's how to do it. I know that's the width of the car. I know that's how it's got. Other people slow down. Oh, don't like this.
Yeah.
If you park it, just park it. If you bounce off something, it's what fenders are for.
That's true enough. Yeah, no, absolutely. I think, and sometimes you can overthink it, and you get yourself in such a tiz with it. I remember a guy years ago back in Torquay, and he would start winding himself up a good half hour before he even got to the harbour. And by the time he reached his berth, he was completely petrified.
I used to do that.
Yeah, and it would all go wrong, And
I always say coming into Shamrock Quay when the tide's running a bit. When I first had this, and I used to say this to myself: big gap, little boat. Big gap, little boat. I can get that. But why I said this, because I was talking to an American Special Forces guy at a party in Dubai, and I was about to do my third trip. Thank you. My third trip into Afghanistan.
That's all right, no problem. Don't worry.
Yeah. That is probably the tax man. So, I was about to go to Afghanistan for the 3rd time. Actually, me and James Blunt. And I confessed to this lot. I said, I got a bit of a dodgy feeling about this one. We're in helicopters a lot. And, bang. Jim, remember this. Big sky, little bullet. So I always say as I'm coming in, big hole, little boat. And that gets me through.
No, fair enough. I remember years ago when I used to sell boats, and I sold a guy a Princess 430, so about a 45-foot boat. It was his first boat, never had a boat before, and he had it in Torquay, and he just bought it and started using it. And we were all a bit, and because that's a big boat for a first boat, and I used to say to people, he handles that well considering he's never had a boat before. And I said, I don't think anyone's told him that it's supposed to be difficult.
That's the thing, isn't it?
I honestly think he didn't know.
Dear old Torquay. I'm going down there on the 2nd of July and I'm staying for a month.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
On the boat or?
Yeah, on the boat.
Wow.
I've got some gigs to do down there at Babbacombe.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to use that as a base.
That's fantastic. Just like the olden days. I remember when Afghan planes used to be down there for a month or 2.
Dear old Afghan planes. She was parked up and all the Grockle boats used to come in from Brixham. And on your left is Jim Davidson's boat. There he is, the famous. There'll be all my roadies on there all drinking. God knows what. It's shocking.
Yeah. No.
Those were the days. 12-week summer season. Get off the boat, walk to the theatre.
That was like late 80s, early 90s, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How I did that. I remember 78 when I first bought my boat. It was a little Fletcher 21-foot thing over in Paynton.
Yeah.
Drove it back, me and Laurie in our suits or whatever it was. And then you do a 6:15 show, and then you do an 8:30 show, and then you go up to Doodle's nightclub until 2 in the morning, and then you come back to someone's house and party till 4 or 5 in the morning, go to sleep, get up, go on the speedboats all day, right, messing around, going to the Carey Arms, over to Brixham, climbing up the side of trawlers, and then back and do another 2 shows and repeat for 12 weeks.
I think we were all much younger then.
I think we were.
That must
and
be
was
it.
life better then? You bet your ass. You bet your ass it wasn't.
There's a degree of that. Well, that's fantastic. I think that's been really, really good. It's been great to catch up. It's been really great to see the boat, because I think the boat is looking fantastic.
It does look good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I think that's the thing for anybody watching. There's some great old boats.
Yeah, there are. They genuinely are.
Now, Setag will do them up for you.
Yeah, and the thing is as well, the old boats are just so damn solid, aren't they? Do you know what I mean? I think back in those days, they weren't quite sure how strong to make them, so they just made them really extra strong.
Suddenly went like that though, didn't they?
Yeah,
Suddenly
they did.
Oh, it's new material, new composites.
Yeah.
The wind blows them like a sail.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Yeah, it suddenly became all about volume, didn't it? Whereas back in this era, it was more about, I think, sea keeping and that kind of stuff.
I've got a question for you.
Oh, go on.
Fleming or Nordhaven?
Oh,
come on!
Oh, that's a toughie. Okay, I think it depends how fast you want to go and how far you want to go. If you want to go...
Round Britain.
I think it's one of those. If you want to go across the Atlantic, you probably want a Nordhaven.
Yeah.
And if you want to go round Britain and you want to do it with a degree of speed under you, then probably the Fleming is going to make a lot of sense. But it really depends. But that said, you could swap those roles around. Do you know what I mean? It's I think it depends on what your priority is. If you want absolute bulletproof, go through anything, no matter what, then the Nordhaven is tough to beat. But if you want the performance as well, then the Fleming is going to give you that. And the Fleming as well, I have to say, is a really classic looking boat. It's got that kind of down east styling, hasn't it? And there's a lot to be said for that.
My Michelle, who this boat's named after,
Yeah.
said, I do fancy a Fleming. She said, if you ever buy one, I'm leaving you. So I got one on order.
Have you really got one on
No,
order?
I haven't. No, but she has left me. She has left me, but that's all right.
You're kind of halfway there then,
No,
aren't
I
you?
can get one now without any fear.
Yeah.
There's no threat.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I would love now a Princess 68 with a hard top.
Yeah, that's
or
a nice
a
boat.
Princess 72, a late Princess 72 with a hard top on it.
Yeah, we did a charter on a Princess 72, and
Nice.
it was lovely. It
Is
was.
that one that James has got in Mallorca?
Yeah,
That's lovely. Shep's been on that as well.
yeah. Although it's not in Mallorca anymore.
Oh,
Do you know where it is now?
not in his yard in Wallasey.
It's in Torquay.
Is it?
Yeah, he sold it,
Yeah.
and the new owner has got it in Torquay, and we're going to go and have a look at it, hopefully.
I'll ask him if he sees me down there in July to invite me on for a cup of tea.
Yeah, I'll mention it to him, definitely.
Right, it's good to see you, Nick.
And you, thank you so much for your time as ever.
Cheers, pal.
So there we go. That is, I was going to say, Jim's new boat, and it kind of is in a way. Let us know what you think of that. Let us know what you think of the chat generally, and we will look forward to catching you on one of these real soon. Take care. Bye-bye.